Come, managers, footballers, please heed the call. Come, start of next season, we're gonna win it all. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Football Therapy in my sweaty studio. Let's not swear, Yannick, at the beginning of the video. Welcome back to Chelsea News. I hope you're doing well. I really do hope that. We're going to talk about new sponsors, new kits, new dawns, new players, new managers. In short, a new start. And hot dog, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we could do with one of those. We're all entitled to a new start. You know, neuroplasticity doesn't die in the brain until, like, you die. So you have the opportunity to change. It's always there. Allianz, sponsor on a new kit. That sounds fun. Doesn't that sound fun? And Joao Felix, another loan. Do we let him go? Is this something that actually Maurizio Pochettino wants, who is almost certainly going to be the new gaffer? We'll talk about all of this today in the Stamford Bridge studio. So thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate your presence here on my content. And if you appreciate being here, then drop a like, baby. Yeah, man. Interactions. I'm very pleased to always read your comments throughout. Well, I urge you to comment throughout the videos, and I always enjoy reading them after the video. So liking, commenting is great. And of course, I would always urge you to subscribe to this channel if you want to, because you are welcome. And should you choose to do so, you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Baby. Got the tones today. Where shall we start? Let's start off with a new sponsor. Free is going, and we've had some good times, we've had some bad times. They sort of abandoned us throughout the sanctions. Chelsea fans are kind of done with them. I get it. And Chelsea, Barley, Clear Lake, the new ownership are looking for a new main sponsor. Probably looking for all kinds of new sponsors and brand partnerships to make their sweet peas loads of money to buy more players, because that's what we do. We're not into like scoring goals and winning games. That's the past. They learned that, you know, these kids like FIFA, it's all about transfers and buying players. It's not actually about the game anymore. So to buy more players, we need more brands and sponsors. Of course, I jest a little bit. Let's reference an article from goal.com. No more 3. Chelsea lining up sponsorship replacement as German insurer Allianz among suitors for the new deal. This is big sponsor, Allianz, of course. Allianz, aren't they the Juventus and Bayern Stadium? Certainly Bayern, the Allianz Arena. I kind of think of Allianz as a big boy sponsor. I do. I reflect on it like, yeah, big boy sponsor. Not 3. That's like, yeah, big squidgy cloud free icon. We would have much preferred the writing, the text free, and we got the number. And yeah, it's always looked a bit silly. I think it's looked a bit silly, and it's time for changing. And with a new kit, I'm about to show you something in a minute. I'll probably put in the thumbnail, but you get a clearer look here. I just think we need a hard reset and a new start, and that comes with putting on a new kit. And putting on a new kit will give players probably like a sort of psychological, like, new, different, reset, calibrated, not last season, not the horror show, not the nightmare, you know, a new dawn. But also with a new sponsor entirely. I mean, this is coming short of like going to a different club with a different badge. This is just falling short of that. But new shirt, new sponsor. I genuinely think these little things, if you feel like you look different, that's just like wearing a different uniform, you know. Chelsea are in talks with German insurance company Allianz over becoming the Premier League's main shirt sponsor. Okay, so of course we're going to expire with 3. We're in talk with several companies, like managers, just because there is a stern, firm, heavy favourite in Mott's Poch. We are reportedly playing the field. So Chelsea's current shirt sponsor is free, comes to an end after this season, and the Blues have held talks with a few companies replacing the mobile phone company. This, of course, was a story originally breaking from Sky. I got this like ulcer in my mouth. I keep biting it next to my teeth. You know what I'm talking about. You've had this before. and it hurts. You just aggravate it, don't you? The sponsorship with Free is set to net Chelsea around £40 million, and Chelsea's co-owner Todd Boehly believes they can land a bigger deal. But yeah, so obviously they've been like, yeah, Chelsea were never really good at business and maximising their revenue. They had the sugar daddy in Abramovich, he just sort of funneled money in, they tried to wheel around FFP when they could, and everyone had a good time. It was a big party. Though we want to spend a lot of money, we also want to put ourselves in a position to generate revenue. So, naturally I get all that. But there's also, what, you got 40 million for this shirt deal? Come on, we can get way more now. Sorry, where are you on the table? 11th. We can get way more now. Didn't you win like the Champions League a few years ago and the Premier League's like, you know, shortly, you signed that deal shortly after being Premier League winners? Yeah, but yeah. But you're 11th. Yeah, but the vibes are potent. So an Allianz spokesperson told Sky, this is not an imminent deal for us, which is pretty much saying like, there's a deal on the table. For a spokesperson from the company to say the deal isn't imminent, it very much confirms that there is a deal on the table. And what's more, Chelsea's trouble on the field. I knew this would come to bite me. It will be next in Football.London as well. I can't get away from this nonsense. Could hinder the hopes of getting a more lucrative deal. Oh, here we go. The Blues sit in 11th. See, it was something to be concerned about. And will not feature in the Champions League next term. That's huge, really, because, you know, they will have their sponsor not being shown over the Champions League's eyes, I was going to say. The people watching the Champions League, which is like European football. You'll have the Premier League people watching, and yes, the Premier League's an international export, but you know, everyone loves watching the Champions League. You want people to see your sponsor. Oh my god, my mouse is broken. Yeah, I've got this thing where I've got a wireless mouse and it keeps jumping all over the gaff, and all I want to do is click this one little button so I can show you. Oh, Zenzo Fernandez. Can I please have my mouse back? Guys, I'm having technical... Okay, here we go. Jesus freaking Christ, dude. So, Allianz on the new Chelsea kit. Leaked by Football.London. Here you go. There we go. Looks nice, huh? Clean kit, the blue and gold. We've been waiting for the blue and gold to make a return to these Chelsea kits for such a long time. And there it is. I think it works, bro. It's discreet. It occupies the appropriate area of a football shirt. If indeed that ratio and placement is correct. The Allianz looks good. The end logo of Allianz sort of kind of works with the Chelsea badge above it. You know, the Nike thing, it kind of boxed off nicely. You got, you know, Enzo serving Moody vibes, like, why the hell have I come to Chelsea? And we move. I think it looks good. You can't leave now, Brett. You're on a 9.5-year deal. You get less for murder, mate. I laugh because if you don't laugh, of course, you'll cry. Let me know what you think of the shirt and the shirt sponsor. Now, Joao Felix. We're going to read an article from Football.London. Just before we start, the culture wars are an interesting one, isn't it? There's the football hipsters, not even the football hipsters, the hater hipsters out there who really dislike Mason Mount and love Joao Felix, which is a silly comparison because they're very different players. One very much is a flair play between the lines player. One is very much a number 8, functional, but has got a goal and assist in him, and obviously tactically very good in Mason Mount. So it's silly to compare, but there's that kind of idea of Mason Mount might leave. We've got Joao Felix in, like, you know, they're sort of these guys who felt like they won. But the truth is, I really like Joao Felix, by the way, but Atletico really want him to go to Chelsea, and they've done really well without him. That's not to say he's awful, that's just to say the fit is awful over there. I do like him, and I'd be very happy if Poch wanted him and wanted him to stay. But it doesn't seem like the answer. In a sea of attacking midfielders, really comes down to what the gaffer wants. But let's see what Scott Trotter writes on the Football.London here. Oh god, I need to choke there. On a cold January night at Craven Cottage, it almost felt like Chelsea had found the answer, having barely been with a club, for 24 hours, Joao Felix started for Graham Potter and seemed to change everything. Like I said with the other players, Breda just was slam dunked into the lineup after like matter of hours in the country, and he just made all the other Chelsea players look turgid and poor. To a degree, Enzo Fernandez when he first came in as well. I think, and even Mudryk's first appearance off the bench at Anfield, all these players dipped straight in, looked really good. But as soon as they acclimatised to the Chelsea aura and environment, swear alert, they all became, actually I'm not going to swear, children listening, they all became bad. They absorbed, to all you brothers out there with your kids watching or in the car, I know some people drive, the kids to school or to places with the kids in the car listening, sometimes you put them in the morning. I'm going to try my darndest not to swear. Especially when it's like 9 o'clock in the morning for me. Anyway, what am I talking about? Yeah, the footballers start well until they absorb Chelsea into their paws, and then they become bad. The Portugal star was a constant threat on the halfway line, showed trickery on the ball, the ability to move directly, and most importantly of all, helped Chelsea actually have shots on goal, something that they'd been severely lacking. He had 6 shots on his own, though he did not find the net. He was starting to hint, basically he looked like ridiculous, and we were like, uh-oh. Like when Mudryk came off the bench at Anfield, stuck it up, Liverpool, they were scared, they were like, oh god, yeah, he's good, this guy. Joao Felix didn't just look good, he looked, especially that game at Craven Cottage, transformative. Doubts soon returned as basically got sent off. We all know what happened there. There was a greater understanding of the deal as the Blues looked to overcome an awful start to the season. Could Felix either inspire a run to the Champions League final or qualification via top 4? Spoiler, no. that Chelsea believe that he could do that was the only way to rationalise the move in many regards. Yeah. Though even upon agreeing on a loan, there was a suggestion the Blues would be keen to look for a permanent deal in the summer. Finishing 4th in 2021 saw Chelsea earn over £151 million, 21.1 million more than 10th that year. Oh, I see. There was it's not actually that much more. Well, I suppose it is a little bit more. 21 million is quite a bit more. That gets you most of a Danny Drinkwater. Jesus Christ. Reaching the quarterfinal meant a further 9.4 million after Felix's arrival, while the semi-final would have led to 11.1 million, and the final 13.7, and I guess more if you win it. Look, man, I'm not going to read this article because it's just going to highlight the situation with Felix. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. Joao Felix is a very talented player, and he's seemingly a good guy and a confident guy. He speaks a bunch of languages, Portuguese, Spanish, and English, all fluently. He's young still. He's still very young. He's 24 or something. He's been like highly rated since he was a teenager. He cost loads and loads of money. He's had that pressure on his shoulders. He's managed to digest it, hopefully move on from it. And he's very happy at Chelsea. He likes, which is mad considering like a lot of the players are happy despite the situation we're in. I think they've all been sat down a few times by the Chelsea hierarchy and bosses and like, this is terrible, but trust me, the pitch we made to you, the plan maintains the same. And they're probably just like nice to them so they're happy, do you know what I mean? Which might be part of the problem. So that's really interesting. He wants to stay at Chelsea. He doesn't want to go back to Atletico Madrid. He likes London. He probably, if you said to him, right, if you stay at Chelsea, Chelsea will never be good again, he'll go, all right, no thank you, goodbye. There's obviously got to be a level of belief there that Chelsea will become good again. Because remember, Joao hasn't done an Enzo and Mudryk. He's not on a life sentence. He's on a loan. And he has played, and, people have seen him, and he's got a smile on his face despite the league position, and, he's not injured and whatever. He's shown he can play in the Prem in terms of he doesn't get beaten up or whatever. But is he the answer? He wants to stay at Chelsea. The reports for a long, long time is Chelsea want to keep him. Maybe because he's only got like 1 or 2 goals and Chelsea are 11th. Chelsea can say to Atletico, look, mate, since he's come here, we're mid-table. And since he's left you guys, you went on a 15-game unbeaten run. Let's not act like this guy is, you know, the second coming of whoever. Sell him to us for nothing. Or like, you know, do us a wicked deal. Because there were early doors, they was talking about £85 million. He signed a new deal with Atletico. That was his way of them letting him go. They were like, look, go to Chelsea, or I think United or Arsenal at the time. It was go to one of those guys, have a nice time in the Prem. You know, you can speak English, you want to leave, go. Only if you sign a new extension so we can protect you as an asset, because we spent 120 million on you, mate. I get it. It's like a business thing. So he was like, oh, signed his release. And they were like, yeah, even if, you know, we only get 85 million for Felix, that's cool with us. If Chelsea can say, look, 60 million pounds, but we pay 30 million up front and the next 30 over his 10-year deal or something like that, as Chelsea would do, maybe it makes sense, dude. But at the moment, he's linking like a confused midfield to a non-existent attack. And to be honest, bro, like if you think about Pochettino, the way he plays, he'll want a centre forward. He's not going to have false nines and attacking midfielders everywhere. He's going to want a striker, a centre forward, and he'll probably play a second striker, someone tight to him. And he has got already an array of options, you know, to play. He's got, lest we forget, Christopher Nkunku, who's perfect. He's got Misha Mudryk, who's perfect. He's got, apparently, if you believe yesterday's video and the report we reacted to, he really wants Christian Pulisic, who obviously suits that role. You know, Kai Havertz can play the Dele Alli role just off a striker. He's probably not going anywhere. Sure, we sell Ziyech. Noni Madueke, it hasn't come to Chelsea to be immediately loaned, you'd have to think. So he'll be one of the right wing options should we play a front three. You know, where does Joao fit in this? And remember, bro, we're not in Europe. We don't have these extra games. Like, what are we going to do? You know, it's tough. Anyway, I put it out to you, man. Let me know what you think. Joao Felix. Apparently another loan is on the cards. Kind of makes sense, really. Financial fair play. And it gives him an opportunity to try again. To see if it works. Under a new gaffer. Under a settled team. I think there is a very good chance Felix will get another loan. But let me know what you think. Comment down below. I'm really interested in hearing the collective opinion on this one. And the shirt sponsor, of course. Very cool. Bang, there it is. Yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you guys very soon. Ciao.